So last year I set out to do 50 of these reflections, and I ended up doing 43 on this channel and 2 on the other channel. So we've just started Lent, and Lent is a look on Jesus' start of his ministry, and we start with his time in the desert. So he prepared for his ministry to do battle, and ultimately for his execution by fasting and praying. Fasting renews us in faith and physiologically. So from scripture, we see that fasting renews and empowers us spiritually, which is made clear from Jesus' time in the wilderness, and specifically from his interaction with Satan, and particularly when he responds to the temptation to turn stones into bread. Fasting has extraordinary effects on our bodies. Prolonged fasting especially clears out dead cells, which is called autophagy. Autophagy means self-eating. Because of the lack of glucose in the body during fasting, the body starts by consuming excess hepatic fat, liver fat, and then dead and dysfunctional cells. A Japanese scientist, Yoshinori Osumi, won the Nobel Prize for his work on autophagy, which led to an explosion in autophagy and fasting research. So autophagy is particularly beneficial for our immune system because it clears dead and dysfunctional cells. Fasting reduces insulin resistance, reduces immunosuppression, reduces inflammation, improves brain functioning, lengthens telomeres, and increases telomerase activity. And there's building evidence for each of these functions. There's also extraordinary case study material on the benefits of prolonged fasting, which generally means going out without food for 48 hours. And I use prolonged fasting in contrast to intermittent fasting. I also use intermittent fasting, and intermittent fasting is generally routine fasting between 8 and usually 20, but sometimes up to 48 hours. Intermittent fasting also has health benefits. So we start our Lent journey of fasting and prayer this week. Fasting is giving up food. So we read Luke chapter 4, and that's what Luke chapter 4 says. Fasting is not giving up chocolate or social media or alcohol. Fasting deliberately takes our focus off of our base motivation to eat. Christians use the 40 days to develop the discipline of prayer. Apart from the phenomenal physical benefits of fasting, autophagy, and the various associated benefits, fasting develops spiritual discipline. Prayer, which deepens intimacy with God, our Father. If you want to pray or read the scriptures, use Lent to fast, to pray, and to read the scriptures. The meaning of life is to master virtuous, productive, life-giving routines. Christian religion aims to provide the path of thinking and acting out our virtues, productive, life-giving routines. Christian relationships characterized by these routines are beautiful, attractive, functional, and ultimately transcendent. And so that's my prayer, that Father, you would lead us in our Lenten journey to deeper intimacy with you.